Okay, so I told you guys, wherever you got grace, you're gonna find salvation. Okay, now that was my video that I just made earlier today, or maybe it was, yes, no, it was earlier today. Grace and salvation. Whenever you see grace, salvation comes next. That's why in Revelations it tells you the formula. It's a formula that's older than time. It always works. It said man shall only be saved by grace alone. What is saved? Saved is salvation. Who is that? That is YAH. What is grace? Grace is what is written. Because YAH is the word. If somebody had to save the word of salvation, and grace did that. They wrote that down. Man received writing from grace. I told you, Enoch, from Enoch to John in the Revelations. Enoch walked with Yah. John walked with YAH. Even Greece is not called Greece. It's called YAH, which is the grace of Yah. Now, here's another point. The book of Enoch. They disputed it. But listen, this is how you know it's true. Because grace, kanoke, is grace. Okay? That's why John speaks about him. That's the only other time you hear about Enoch is his birth. And also you hear John in the New Testament speak of him. John's name is Yachanan, which is the same as Kanoke. They are grace. And they both walk with salvation. Man can only be saved by grace alone. And salvation is the only way to Yah, because he says, no man may come unto the Father but by me. Who is me? Me is YAH. Who is the Father? Yah. Okay. So you have grace and salvation, salvation and righteousness. Those three, I'm telling you. So when you have grace and salvation, it leads to righteousness. So what do you have here? They're going to tell you, point proven. When you find grace, you will find salvation. What are the two books that they're about to mention? Right here.
Just a few rabbis decided that
The book of Enoch was included in the Bible.
Yeah.
It changes the whole
Why would
story
the
of the
rabbis
human
decide
race.
what goes
Because back
into the
then
Christian?
they had that kind of power. They just decided that it doesn't get included in the canon. This is a long time ago.
But yeah, I mean, this is like around. Well, who decided the canonized Bible, right? This is like Constantine time, right?
Well, that's for the New Testament, right? And so with the Old Testament, you've got Westhoff would be the guy to ask
Oh, wait a
all
minute.
these
Enoch
questions.
was included in the Old Testament.
Oh, it's old as fuck.
Oh, okay, got
Not
it,
only is it
got
old as fuck, when they found it, they also found a version of the book of Isaiah. This is one of the things that Wes Huff told me that was really fascinating. They found a version of the book of Isaiah that is verbatim the same as a version of the version of Isaiah that was 1,000 years later, which they thought was the original.
Unbelievable.
That's what's crazy.
Okay, so they found two books. Grace, which is Enoch, and salvation, which is YAH. It's not called Isaiah. It's called YAH. Just like it's not called Jesus. Literally, you could literally say Jesus for Isaiah. You can literally say Jesus for Isaiah if they were the same, but they're not. Isaiah is the same exact and is the name that Jesus is supposed to represent. The word Jesus is not his name. It's Yahshua. That's where you get the word Isaiah. Notice the Yah at the end. That is Yah. Isaiah is more Yasha. It's not Isaiah. It's Yasha. Yah. You get it? All right. So, you found grace, Kanoke, the book of Kanoke, who in English you call Enoch. And you found salvation, the book of Isaiah, which is the book of Yeshaya. And another book that was left out, Yashar. What is that book? Righteousness. 3 books not in the Bible. Grace, salvation, righteousness. Well, they put Isaiah in there. They couldn't hold him back. Because Yeshaya is the whole word. You can't have, like I said, there is none of that without Enoch giving us writing, first off, because everything was ekokrisis, which means that it was handed down by speech alone, verbatim, no writing, father to son. That is how the law was given. There was no other way. Firstborn. All right. The same way that Enoch was given grace, because his name is Grace. He was given dedication like a father to a son. That's why when Yeshaya asked John, "Who do you say that I am?" he said that you are the Ma'aseh, which is the word, means you are the work of Yah. Not, and it is the same as the Mashiach. It is the same as the Mashiach. Mashiach, Mosheah. It's the same. The Ma'aseh. It's the work of Yah. In English, we would say Christ, to rhyme with Greece. But anyway, like I said, he called him that, and he responded immediately, "No man has told you this." What does that mean? That means that no flesh, it was not by the flesh, like how he was born. He wasn't born by flesh. He was born by spirit in the flesh. Okay. Well, Yachanan was given dedication by the Most High Yah in heaven, in the spirit, and Yeshaya pointed it out. He said, "No man has given you this, only my Father in heaven." The same way that Enoch was given, because no man could give him what Enoch was given. No man could give John what John was given. Grace. Grace leads to salvation. So the book, the 2 books that they found, and they left 2 out. They found 3, they left 2 out. 1/3. They kept the salvation, but they threw out the grace, and they threw out the righteousness. But salvation is surrounded by grace and righteousness. So you can't stop it. It was from the beginning and to the end. And it said, as in the beginning, so too shall be in the end. And it's not about books, it's about belief. If you believe the word, then you receive the word. You remember the word. The word speaks volumes and is living. and will smack your ass upside the head to let you know, yo, when you see grace, it's like when you hear a gunshot. What do people do first? Take cover. That's what you tell your child. You hear a gunshot, you get low. Because it's formula. Formula. It's given. It's automatic. That is automatically what they have to do in order for them to see another day, to successfully pass the test. Well, that is secondary and elementary compared to how grace and salvation and righteousness are everlasting from the beginning to the end and can never be taken apart. Word is bond, and the word is all three of them. The grace of it being written down and the righteousness of it being spoken only come from the Spirit of the Most High. Spirit recognized spirit, game recognized game. Only my Father in heaven has told you this. All right, man. That's all I got time to tell y'all. I've been telling y'all over and over and over and over. Get this through your head. The way that you know His name is you will see the fruit that comes with it. Grace is always there. If you look deeper, you ain't got to look hard. The word will speak because the word is living. To the Rabbi Hayashar Haya Kadosh Kadosh Kadesh. To the Rabbi Yeshaya Kadesh Kadosh Kadosh. To the Rabbi Hebrew Akokma Asaya Kadosh Kadosh Kadesh. Ashar Yesharun. Howdy, y'all. Kadosh Kadosh Kadesh. Anami. Ahead.